to a Derby Day special of the warm-up. I'm Stu Wakeford, and with me, as always, my best mate Marcus Gale, and the bone to our Duds and Harmony, Insta chef and general social media influencer, Karleigh. How are you, lads? You good?
All well.
Good, thank you. Very well.
Before we start, congratulations are in order, aren't we? Nominee for the backlist, unbelievable, mate.
Yeah, no, a real honour to kind of be mentioned and be a nominee. So yeah, I'm really happy. So
humble, isn't he? We're so proud of him.
He's very humble, yeah.
So humble. Oh, mate, honestly, really well done. We're proud of him, aren't we?
Very proud of him.
For the second week in a row, we're in our temporary home here at the new Bees store. I like it in here. I like it a lot. I think it's all right.
It's cosy.
We've got some mates this week.
There's a few of us
in it.
I'm feeling really small again this week. And look, how are you, lads? You had a good week?
Had a good week.
What have you been up to? Lockdown, nearly over.
A few Zooms and that, flying about.
Yeah, same with me. A few Zooms, planning for my academy and things like that. And obviously being nominated for some prestigious awards.
Yeah, I've had a bit of time on my hand as well, but just thinking, yeah, he hasn't done his forfeit yet.
No, you haven't. That's a good point.
I haven't done it yet. But that's because we haven't put it up. So no one's picked what we're going to do. You guys can pick one if we don't get to do it, but I'll do it next week. Promise I'll do it next week. How excited are you two for Derby Day, though? Changing the subject quickly. I'm absolutely buzzing for it. I think we need it, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
I can't
wait for it.
It's been tricky lately. The season's kind of in a bit of a lull period with not much going on. I think we just needed this Derby Day to reinvigorate it, don't we?
Yeah, it's coming at a good time,
I think. Why are you so excited as I am? I can't even sit still, eh? You've had caffeine
that's
this
the
week.
players in us. That's the
Yeah,
players.
it is. That's why. Calm at all points.
And fans back as well.
Yeah, that's a massive bonus. That's great news. Great news.
Look, we'll get onto that a bit later. Last week when we were here, it was the start of a week-long Black Friday sale. Obviously, it being actual Black Friday today, that sale continues and there's loads of great deals on the website, so make sure you get involved with that. Delivery times are back to normal as well at the moment, so we'll get those out to you as soon as possible. Right, massive show tonight, lads. We've got loads coming up. Sam Saunders, he talks to us about the first time he got embarrassed, and it involves a girl and a lamppost. The London Irish set to play their first game at our new home. I spoke to head ground staff Steve Honey to calm my fears about any pitch issues, and a man who wrote himself into Brentford folklore by scoring the winner against QPR for our first win in over 50 years, Marco Djuricin. He talks to me and relives that Friday night. Hopefully another repeat of that this week. Right, fans back in. Seriously, can't wait for that. Next week it looks like it's going to be for the Blackburn game, 2,000 fans. Feels like there's some light at the end of the tunnel, doesn't it? It's a massive lift for everyone.
Yeah, it's great news. Big lift for everybody. With that being said, the Derby game, wish it could have been that as the first one for the fans to come in, just to give them that first experience of the new stadium and a tasty game to get behind as well. So yeah, it's great timing, but I wish it was the QPR game they could have come back in for.
Do you think there's going to be a chance?
Yeah, I think there will. I think there will. People will be so ecstatic to be back. It's what football's needed for a long time as well, and it's nice to kind of feel like it's the start of, you know, that football getting back to normal and us having full stadiums and things like that again. So yeah, it's fantastic.
I mean, we've been lucky enough to be in there for certain work things and stuff. It's just not the same, is it? You just want to. Do you know what I mean?
You want that, don't you? You want to experience it. Even when we're working, like, you want to experience the ground, and especially it being a new ground, we want to experience that with the full effects of the fans being in there. Because ultimately, that's what makes the atmosphere. That's what makes football. So to not have that for so long has been tough.
It's exciting. Look, we've had a couple of games in the last week as well. The start of Wickham. I don't like to be negative. Weren't great, was it? Not
the best, but it is what it is at the moment. It was tough going at times. You know, we just seem to have run out of ideas on the day. We take a point away from it, a clean sheet, but you know, we're better than what we're showing at the moment for sure. And you know, the last game against Barnsley, I think that shows that we're on the right path.
Yeah.
We're coming back into ourselves. And the timing of the QPR game as well. So that's really going to test us in terms of how far we're sort of trying to get out of this sort of slumber.
We'll get into the games a bit more directly, but obviously one massive positive and a huge moment that made us all really proud was you guys at home, over £20,000 raised for Jamie Powell's treatment, which was unbelievable, from buying those iFollow passes. At the time of writing this, the total one is just giving Page was at 303,000. So with that total added up, we're really getting closer to that £350,000 total. So unbelievable. It was another moment that made you really, really proud as Brentford fans. Back to the game, sorry, going back. So what do you think did go wrong with Wycombe, lads?
I think Wycombe know what they are as a team. They're a tough team to play against, tough team to break down and things like that. And they're relentless in what they do as well. And, you know, I think they physically would have posed a problem for kind of how they play the game and things like that. And I think that would have been tough on Brentford. And I think that's part of the reason why Brentford probably couldn't really produce the football that they're known for and that they can. You have to kind of give some credit to Wycombe for doing that. You know, they've done it with other teams as well, where they've stifled them in the way that they play. So it's not doom and gloom. Of course, everyone wants to win because, you know, people expect Brentford to go there and get the points. But I think the main thing is, you know, they didn't get beat, and it's another point on the board moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, you say that second half. I thought, going to be honest here, they were probably more likely to nick it second half.
Wycombe looked stronger in the second half. I thought they would have, you know, with the sort of work rate they put into the game, I thought that was going to tail off, but it seemed to kind of energise them into staying in the game as long as possible. And to be fair, they looked strong at the end. They had a few chances, a couple of offsides, but, you know, I think here at Brentford we can't get too carried away. I know we only just missed out on promotion last year, and the expectation is we should be steamrolling these sort of sides. There's no given in this league at all. You have to earn the right to play. You've got to earn every point, every match point that goes around. And that was an example of it. And if we're not good enough on the day, we're not going to win matches. But, you know, we're bouncing back. Tonight's game is going to be a good one to witness in terms of how far we need to go and get a measure of this season.
Barnsley again, right? We have the same possession. So what's the difference there? Because we were a lot better against Barnsley than we were against Wycombe. So what was the difference?
I think maybe Barnsley aren't as physical as Wycombe, which makes a difference. Obviously, you know, Tony's taken his chance really well. And I think Barnsley allowed Brentford to be a little bit more direct as well, didn't they? There was a little bit more space on the wings and things like that. Although Barnsley worked hard, Brentford were able to kind of break through the lines a little bit easier than they probably would have been able to at Wycombe. So I think that's made a difference.
And you talk about Ivan takes his chance. Is that going back to that fine margins thing, which is, I know I'm reading all the cliches out today, right? But Brian has that chance, first half, great save by Allsop, pushes it onto the post. That goes in another day, and then we probably win 1-0 there again. Those fine margins sometimes can change the whole way you look at a match, right?
Yeah. Of course it does. You know, I think we started the game off well. Fosu, you know, first 5-10 minutes, gets his shot on, forces the keeper into a save, puts it around for the corner. And you think, this is what you're looking for in the game. And it kind of just sets the tone for the team. And I think once you start like that, you know you're in a good position to kind of stay in control and hopefully win the match as we did.
With Barnsley, at the back end of last season in that game, which we won't talk about, they were on us. Yeah. They pressed us, they were in our face, they were an absolute nightmare. I remember watching going, nah, I don't like this. Like, who are these lot? I thought they were going to be around the bottom. They were so different this week. I know they've had a different gaffer, but were you two surprised at how different they were?
Yeah, a little bit, but again, I think, like you said earlier with the stats, I think teams are trying to sit off Brentford a little bit more because they know that if you do go chasing and Brentford are at it, they will pop it round you and score goals and create endless chances. So people are trying to limit that. If you can limit Brentford to less chances, you give yourself more of a chance to get something out of the game. Yeah. And I think that's what teams are trying to do this year. So it didn't surprise me massively that they was different. But, you know...
Don't forget, back end of last season, they're fighting for their lives as well.
I was going to say that
had a massive
makes a big difference.
And they just let everything go. They couldn't lose.
Yeah.
The other night, it's a new season, different position, different objectives, different coach, and that's probably swung it in a different balance.
I said last week we've had half our 0-0s for the season. We've had them all now, I think. But 2 more clean sheets. That's 6 for the season, with the highest rank with a couple of other teams in the league. Defensively, we look phenomenal. Pontus coming back again, shored it up in my opinion. But to be fair, that's not saying with Mads it wasn't. I thought Mads was playing really well. But Pontus coming back's a huge boost. we kind of touched on it a little bit, the attacking third, where we've maybe not been as prolific and not been quite as good. Do you guys think that is maybe to do with the summer? In the summer we didn't really change things at the back, yet obviously we saw changes further forward. So is it something that will come with time, do you think, as well?
Yeah, I think we're still playing a little bit of catch-up with the players that we lost.
Yeah.
We've lost some special players. You know, Ben Rama's a magician on the ball, and teams knew that as well. So we haven't quite got that this season, but we've still got very good players that can go out there and cause a lot of damage. But, you know, the signing of Tony's been a massive plus. The emergence of Marcus Force again, massive plus for the team. We know we've got genuine goal scorers in there. We just need the others around it, from the flanks and just behind in the midfield area, to step it up just a little bit more, get into their game, get into their pattern, and we'll be a team that's going to fly, no doubt.
Yeah.
And when you're losing that sort of quality of player in Ben Rama and Watkins, that's going to take the stuffing out of most teams. You know, it's a lot of goals.
Hard to adjust.
Yeah, it's tough to adjust, but the players are good enough to readjust to it and perform. And
that's it. It's that the combinations. Do you think we know our strongest combination yet? Is it all still up for grabs? Plays up for grabs?
Yeah, I think plays are still up for grabs, to be honest. I don't think we are 100% on what the strongest combination is, and that's a difficult one. But like Gailey said, there's some fantastic players who have come in. It's just about everyone gelling and settling now.
Yeah, I guess it will just say. And we're saying this. We're going back to the stats. Defensively, we're unreal, but we're also at the top of the stats attacking-wise as well. Yeah. We're saying all this stuff, but we're still really overperforming at the front end. But it's just that we expect these standards now, I guess, don't we?
And let's not forget, we're still ahead of where we was last year at the same stage.
Yeah, we are points-wise. We've got more points.
Points-wise, we're better off. We're, as I said, the clean sheets. I think we had 6 clean sheets at this stage last year. So there's things to be looking forward to, but we will get stronger. I think from what we saw last year, we got stronger from about this point of the season onwards.
Yeah. But look, back to the defensive unit, and I want to talk about David Raya here, because his passing, it's up there with some midfielders in this league, isn't it? It's unreal. Seriously.
He's extremely reliable on the ball. He will make a mistake. We saw that last year, but that mistake ain't coming for now. No. But the confidence that he brings the team with the ball at his feet is unbelievable. It must give the centre halves particularly like that sort of comfort. That they can ping a ball back to him. There's nothing that's going to faze him. He's a great shot stopper anyway, but helping us pass that ball the way he does with that precision, it's like another string to our bow.
It can set an attack so quickly as well, though, can't it? Yeah,
with his range of passing, it's fantastic. So he can, he sets things off and starts things from very deep, and he does come out high and play. And it helps as a defender. You're definitely right, Gailey. As a defender, if you've got a keeper that you know is really comfortable on the ball, it makes things easier for you as well because you've got that trust.
You mentioned he comes high. There was times against Barnsley, he's in front of Ethan and Pontus. Like playing in front. I mean, how would you feel as a centre half if your keeper's in front of you with the ball?
Yeah, my ego might have been hurt a little bit, to be fair. If he's out there popping it and I'm standing there waiting, it would have been something that I would have taken a while to get used to. Yeah, probably. I imagine they go through it at training and on the training pitch, so they'd be a bit more used to it. But it would have taken me a while to get used to it. But as long as, like I said, as long as he's good enough to deliver what he's meant to be doing and what he needs to be doing, then I'm happy.
I guess it's us getting an extra edge that most, if not all clubs in our division can't do because they haven't got someone like David who can do that stuff. So we're looking at those little extra things we can do. It reminds me of Edison at City. Yeah,
he's got that sort of capability. I'll be worried if I was a centre half and the goalkeeper's coming in front of me to play. I'll be having words. There'd be a clothesline or something going in his chops.
But is it the way the game's going? Because we spoke before this about Thiago Motta at PSG in the youth team there, and he plays like just 2 at the back, and the keeper, when they've got the balls in front there as well. It's all that futsal style, isn't it?
There's got to be a purpose and a means to it. I still don't quite get that.
I love it.
But is it for me? I'm not too sure. I'm not comfortable with that at the moment.
Forward.
But you got to have an objective with the ball.
Yeah.
You can't be sloppy in play. That's everybody out there as a rule. So why would you have the keeper in front of your centre halves? I would never know.
It's like rush
Maybe,
keeper.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Gailey. There has to be an objective and a purpose, not just let's just do something really different and put the keeper. There has to be, there has to be some sort of objective to it. And listen, if it works and it's something that is valuable to him and to the team, then it makes sense. But I'm probably not personally going to be rushing to put my keeper in front of my centre halves.
All it's going to take is one mistake with a bad pass, and the keeper's getting chipped.
Yeah,
his passing's too good. I love it. I think
it's a lot of risk.
You get using another body offensively. That's why I see it. I don't know. You two play the game. I'm just an idiot, but I love it. I love it. It's so interesting.
2 banks of 4 will always keep out an 11.
Hey.
If it's marshalled well, you're not getting through it.
Right. Well, this isn't a big tactics. We got other stuff to talk about. And one man I want to talk about who was playing in front of them as well, Vitali Janelt. How good was he on Tuesday?
Good performance. Real good performance.
Man of the match.
Yeah. I gave him my man of the match.
Yeah, I think he was up there, definitely. It was just a strong, solid performance.
Yeah.
It just goes about his job in a simple, effective way. He's not going to be this sort of standout player on the pitch, but in the position that he plays, just like Norgard, they're the standout in those positions. They make the game look so easy from that sort of holding role. Distribution is very good. He loves the little tackle. He's physical. Yeah. He's got that little calm about his game as well. So he's a top player for us, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I love a player that keeps things simple. Yeah. And they're the ones that really make a difference on the game. Sometimes we get lost with, every trick under the sun and all of these types of things. But a player that just keeps the ball moving, is reliable and solid all the time, is one of my favourite for me.
Pen at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I was going to try and be nice, but it was. Gailey said it, so it's all right now.
It probably was. VAR gives that,
VAR
really.
gives it,
That's the thing.
Surprised with with the referee, he was right behind it.
Yeah, he had a
great view of it.
Honestly, I was going, it would have been harsh though, wouldn't it? We didn't deserve to draw that game, I don't think.
No, we deserved to win that game. But we got away with that. Hopefully that's that little spark we need to kick on now.
Because it weren't the most competent and prettiest, but in these situations, we just needed a win, didn't we? No matter what. It didn't matter how it happened, we just had to get that win, didn't we? And that can push us on now.
Those happen as well. You need those, don't you? When it doesn't matter how you play, but you just need to get the points on the board. And that was a massive game for that. And now with the game tonight, we'll go and get another one.
That was good football chat. Sometimes we do good football chat, don't we?
I like
That's why you get nominated for stuff and you're just a legend.
To be fair, my eye started watering. I was trying to wipe my eye.
Someone told him something sad.
I thought we'd upset him.
Because I needed to cough. When your throat gets
and you swallowed it.
Yeah, I couldn't. So then my eye's watering. I'm trying to concentrate, wipe my eye without everyone seeing.
Well, I was going to ask you, boys, when was the last time you got embarrassed? But
I was waiting for you to say that.
I remembered it now.
Yeah, right. Go on then.
It was out here. My mum dropped me to the game, innit?
Oh,
and I said, because she's driving an old Datsun. You don't even know what Datsun is now. You know what I mean? It was like electric blue. And I said, yeah, you can just drop me out on the high road there, innit? Because I didn't want to be embarrassed by her turning in with that mashed up car in front of her.
Was this under Martin Allen?
No, this is under Phil Holder.
Yeah.
Next minute, left indicator, she's coming down Braemar Road. Road's packed full of fans. And the fans are like, yeah, who's this coming in? Gareth, it's Marcus. I was like,
unbelievable. Well, I asked Sam Saunders the same question on our new little feature, First and Asked. Here's who he said.
It's got to be my dad. Yeah, looking up to him, the way he was with me, my biggest fan and my biggest critic, which I felt was really good grounding, coming through, obviously playing football and that. He didn't just blow smoke. He told me the truth, which I respected, and yes, I'd say probably my dad that I can remember in life. Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of the performance podcasts. I've been listening to all of them really, the Jake Humphries ones. So I really like listening to those. And funny enough, the last one I listened to was Phil Neville's, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed a couple of bits that he'd done in it with the England ladies teams, and how he spoke about the destination and how people expect that you get into the destination. easy, but there's a massive process in the middle, and the process is not just one straight line. And I found that really good. Yeah, cup final under 10s. Scored a hat-trick, won 6-1. See you later. Probably in training with the boys, B team, probably scored the winner in that as well. But no, it was, last professional goal was for Wickham against Norwich, penalty. Don't really get too starstruck. I'd say probably because I'm such a golf fanatic. When I see golfers, I look at them like film stars. But if I see footballers, I can see any footballer in the world and it wouldn't bother me. But if I see a golfer, it's probably a golfer that I see. I went to Charlton because I was at Charlton at the time, but I was not as a fan. My dad took me to Spurs v Palace, I think, or Spurs v Wimbledon, and I was at the Palace Stadium. I think that's what it was, wasn't it, years ago, and I went to watch them and Spurs won. I remember Razor Ruddock giving it the old to the fans, and I was in the terraces and I was absolutely buzzing. Yeah, probably the Brentford games now. Obviously I still follow Spurs, but Brentford's kind of taken over that, and it would have been, what's the last game we went to? It was a Borough game, yeah. So we were in a Borough. The stadium's so good. It's screaming for fans and a full house, and we just all can't wait for it to happen. I can't remember my first. It would have been something horrendous, like a bit of garage or something like that.
Is that what you was into as a kid?
Yeah, tape recorder, bit of garage, Sweet Like Chocolate Boy or Doolally or something. Keep turning the tape over, 2 tunes. And I haven't downloaded an album for ages, but I've been having a little lockdown playlist, and I've been smashing a bit of Neil Diamond, the old school ones, a bit of Blue Jeans, and I'm loving that at the minute. So I've been going for that. A bit of Broken Stones, I'm loving a bit of that. Yeah, so that's probably, I've been going real old school. My dad used to take me up to soccer scene in Covent Garden for my birthday every year, and I went through all sorts of kits. It wasn't a team, it was just what was the most out there kit. I had the Norwich one with all the speckles that actually come back now. It's almost a little bit like this. The Newcastle purple and blue with the Grandad collar, I had that. I even had I knew I'd be buzzing, I had a Rangers one. Yeah, I used to go up every year on my birthday. My dad used to take me up, and it was obviously my treat to go and buy a kit. So yeah, I think it was a Norwich one. Was the Brentford kit for my little girl, Hallie. So yeah, I bought her the Brentford kit like last week, I think it was, or the week before.
Oh, that's good. Daddy on the back.
No, nothing on the back, no. Because I can't say that because everyone would be saying that's my kit. So no daddy on the back. First pair was either the Maradona ones or the Gascoigne ones, the Pumas or Quasars. I think that's that old school. And my dad would never buy me a pair of moulds. He'd buy me the studs, and I'd have to get the rubber studs and take the studs out and put the rubbers. And I was playing like concrete pitches, and I'd have rubber studs, and he'd make me go and wear them. Liberty. I'm not buying any boots anymore. Ridiculous. They're so expensive. Absolute rip-off at the minute, the boots. But the ones I'm wearing, either the ones that Bob gave me, or Forsey gave me a pair of boots a little while ago. So I've been wearing them ones. And when he scored that goal against France, I was fuming because I was like, he's definitely not giving me them boots now. Them ones are getting kept. So Forsey gave me the last pair of boots I had as he goes. At school, I think it was at school, and there was an absolute, like, there was a girl, ridiculous, about 2 years older than ourselves, and was looking, and obviously she'd walked past, and they're all looking at us way. I'm looking at them that way, walking, turn around, bang into a lamppost. I remember that, I was gone, sweating red. That hurt like hell as well, but trying to front it, yeah, I can still remember that now. I can't remember the last time. I don't get embarrassed too often. What's the last time I got embarrassed? I genuinely can't remember now. I can't remember. It'd have to be when I started playing, and Dagman, it wasn't too recognisable or too high profile there, but it must have been around there. But nah, I've not really recognised that often, to be honest. Was by an estate agent when I was looking for an house, and he was a Brentford fan. No, I was recognised on a poker table in Vegas, funny enough, by a Brentford fan.
Nah.
Yeah, he was like 8 o'clock in the morning, and he said, Samson? I was like, yeah, and like all the boys would be like, what the, how are you getting recognised in favour? I was like, I have no idea.
What a man, and we'll be launching a new club podcast with Sam very soon. Exciting stuff, can't wait for that. More exciting news this week, the branding went up in the tunnel. Unbelievable stuff, it's making it more like our home.
Yeah.
We've got some exclusive pictures, not many people have seen this, you can see them now. Lads, what are you thinking of? I can already see there's one thing the two of you want to talk about. Come on.
No, I think they're really nice. I was looking for mine and Gailey's picture there. I haven't seen it yet, but that might come in the second bit. But no, I thought it looked really good. Yeah.
Yeah. So, are you happy with who's up there?
I haven't seen.
You've seen some of the pictures.
I'm sure I've seen some of the pictures. Whoever's up there is going to do the club very proudly. And give us that warm, homely feel we need.
That's it. It'll give the players a lift, though, surely.
Yeah, for sure. It will. It's always nice when you're kind of walking in to the tunnel or walking into the stadium and you've got that real home feeling that this is our place.
Yeah.
We own this place. This is us.
Does it affect you as an away player ever? Things like that?
It can have an effect of, okay, this is a new stadium for this club. We're not used to this.
Yeah.
It might just distract you a little bit, and if it can do that, then great.
It inspire the home players, I guess.
Yeah, definitely inspire the home players.
And then they've also got all the first teamers are up there. So like, if you're walking out of that change room, the first thing you see is a massive Ivan Toney. I'm like, nah, you're right. I don't fancy this. Does that happen? Nah? Is that just me being weak?
Yeah, I don't know if that really happens too much, but I think for the home players, like, it reminds you that you're representing the club and what this means.
Yeah.
So I think it probably has more effect on the home team more than anything, especially when there's different, times that the club's won things and, all those types of things. It just adds a bit more inspiration.
So we'll get nice pictures of us winning stuff. You two won stuff, still not on there. So
we'll do a poll.
Absolutely livid.
Still a forfeit.
Maybe we'll get a little warm-up corner somewhere. Look, also this weekend sees London Irish play their first game at the new stadium. I, like a lot of you, I'm sure, were a bit nervous about how this would affect the pitch, so I marched straight down to the stadium and said, "Oi, Steve Honey, head of ground staff, I want to have a word with you. What's going on? Is it all going to be all right?" Here's what he said. Steve, how's it going? Cheers for joining me today.
Morning, how are you doing?
Look, obviously you're in charge of looking after the pitches at Brentford in general, not just here, and making sure we've got the best playing surface possible.
Yep.
For those who don't know, how long have you been doing this?
I've been at Brentford now about 5 or 6 years, 4 years in charge, trying to make sure it's best possibly can be.
And we're on the pitch now, this is your new baby.
It is, yeah.
How different is this to Griffin Park?
It's not too dissimilar really, it's a different makeup and that, but yeah, it's not too dissimilar, but it's new. We're all learning every day, so yeah, it's good, exciting really.
And what about with the pitches? Is there like undersoil heating here?
There is undersoil heating here, yeah, so that's set to come on if the temperature drops dramatically, so we'll be fine.
So little things like that, I imagine, make your
That's
lives.
a big difference here to Griffin Park. We've got the full set of lighting rigs here, where at Griffin Park we only had 2, and we got undersoil heating here, where at Griffin Park we didn't have any of that. We was out there with shovels, sometimes shoveling the snow off to get games on. Yeah.
And is the drainage different and stuff like
the
that?
The drainage here, yeah, this is very, very porous, so it goes through. Yeah, it's brand new as well, so it is. Yeah, the drainage is a lot better here as well.
Is it easier to manage or harder, would you say?
Probably the same as Griffin Park, yeah. So.
But you ain't got the foxes probably.
No foxes here whatsoever, thank God. Yeah.
The big thing that a lot of Brentford fans like myself are worried about, and I'm sure you guys have had to think about it as well. This weekend we see London Irish playing their first game here.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing to make sure that obviously the pitch is in its best possible condition?
Yeah, I mean we're doing all we can. You saw us this morning taking lighting rigs out, so they've been on constantly since the last game. We're just trying to ensure that it's the best possible it can be. Yeah, we'll be all right, be fine.
So have you ever had to encounter this kind of thing before?
Yes, we've so Mark, who works with us as part of our team, me and him, we've done loads of rugby now. Mark was based at Wycombe Wanderers for about 15 years. I think he was there with London Wasps as well. And we also covered some games at Watford Football Club where they had Saracens if I remember rightly. So yeah, we're quite used to football, rugby, and the changeovers and the rigours of it all. Yeah.
So as a team, you're pretty experienced.
As a team, we're quite experienced. Yeah.
They've trained on it already, haven't they?
They have, yes.
And how was that after they trained?
It was perfectly fine. All fine. Yeah. No, nothing different to a game of football on here. So yeah, no, it was good. It was all right.
With variables and stuff, it's kind of the biggest thing for you guys, weather.
Yes, very much so. We are governed by the weather totally. I mean, if it's nice and sunny, we get out and crack on. If it's hammering with rain and then there's a game on, both ways. If it's football or rugby, we're sitting over there nervously watching, you know.
And you say that you're sitting over there nervously watching and stuff. Do you watch the games differently to us? Are you going, oh, careful, Rico? Or,
yeah, most definitely. Yeah, most definitely. I do like to try and watch the football, but then I'm looking at what's he doing over there? What has he fell over? What's gone on? Yeah, you do. You sort of, the game bypasses you quite a bit, and then you think, oh, what's happening there? Oh, it's half time.
And what are the no-goes for you, for the players? You got any messages for them?
Yeah, celebrations, no knee slides, please.
And what would a typical match day look for you? Will this weekend be different with the QPR game and then the Irish game?
Yeah, this
Sunday?
weekend's going to be pretty full on. So we probably won't get out of here Friday night till midnight, I'd say, and then we'll be back in first thing Saturday morning to try and turn it around, ready for the rugby game on, and then back in again Sunday, obviously all day again.
Well, you're going to have your hands full, I think, for the rest of the season, mate. I'll let you crack on again today.
Worries.
Thanks
Thank
for your
you
time, mate.
Thank you.
That's calmed some fears there, lads. They've got it under control. Ground staff are pretty precious about their pitches, as we found out that day. You had any run-ins with them in the past?
Yeah, I've had a few.
Yeah.
I've had a few groundsmen, to be fair, yeah.
Can they actually have a go at players, though?
Yeah.
You're
I don't know if it's legal, but they do. They definitely do.
Yeah.
Well, they just put a toe on the pitch. Get off!
Yeah.
They're very defensive and precious.
They are, especially before the game.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I've been to grounds where everyone likes to kind of familiarise themselves with the pitch and things like that. So you walk on. I've had groundsmen, get off. I'm playing on this in an hour. But that's their thing, isn't it? It's their baby.
They've got their work cut out this year, but it looks like they've got everything under control, and that has genuinely actually calmed me down a bit. I feel better about the whole thing. Derby Day, come on, let's talk about it. I'm so excited. Like I said, I thought this was what we needed. This part of the season, November time, there's a bit of a lull because you haven't got that end of season vibe. Honestly, I'm genuinely haven't had any caffeine today, and I'm buzzing for it. Honestly, you two as Brentford as they come, but this could have been different, couldn't it? This could have been not in here. But this could have been the QPR version of the warm-up. Talk to me. Wow. I didn't know this until last night.
Yeah. Do you want to go first?
After
it wasn't even this, by the way. I thought it was going to be a one hit. It's both of you. I can't believe it.
What?
Both of you.
What are you throwing at me now? What?
Right, who wants to go first? Someone spit it out.
I'll go first. So I think most people know anyway, but I technically was at QPR before coming to Brentford. I was there for a good few months before coming to Brentford. But the amazing thing was, QPR said I weren't good enough. The legend Bobby Ross brought me to Brentford. I then obviously ended up earning my scholarship, and then a few months later, QPR wanted me back, and it was all, not at all.
Oh, did you put the shirt on?
That's a different story. We're not talking about that bit. It was an accident. I fell into the shirt.
So he never looked back once he put that Brentford shirt on. Marcus.
I was the same.
Yeah?
You sure?
You're from
I'm from Shepherd's
QPR,
Bush, yeah. I went to school there, lived there.
But you didn't support them as a kid or
No, I
anything?
didn't support them as a kid.
You're a Forest fan, aren't you?
I supported Nottingham Forest because they was the only sort of team on TV with Liverpool and Aston Villa. We did only have 4 TV channels, didn't we?
But anyway, let's about the TV. So QPR, did they come in for you at one point?
We had a coach here, Les Boyle, who was my sort of schoolboy coach, and he left to go there, and he whispered to me that he would take me there with him. I didn't ask to go. He just said, I think you can come there with me, but it never materialised. I think I was about 15 at the time, so it don't count.
So glad we cleared that up. Neither of you was tempted. You've proper Brentford. You've played in these kind of games. Obviously, you played in the Fulham one. What's it like playing in these matches?
But for me, it was intense.
Yeah.
The build-up for the week, it was like a cup final. And as the days counted down and got nearer to that kick-off time, it sort of built up, the pressure. You can sense from the fans as you walk in, there was an expectation. Do yourself proud, do the club proud, and get on with it. So I still enjoy those games.
How do you keep your head? How do you keep? I'm not joking, right? Even just listening to you then, I'm only 2 foot something. I'm so up for it. I don't know.
It's about emotions. You got to
Yeah,
control
got to
your
control
emotions.
them.
If we all just went berserk, it wouldn't be a football match. Put it that way. But it is about controlling your own emotions, staying focused on your job description out there, and getting the best job done.
Controlling your emotions. Didn't you get sent off in one?
No.
No? Alright. Not if you got sent off in
I've
one.
been sent off, but not in that.
I see where I'd lose my head is if they're like running down the clock or something. Nah, you're right.
Yeah, it's
I
true.
reckon I'd just take the red card. I'd say to the ref, put the red card up now, and then I'd go and do what I'd probably do in 2 foot match.
Probably give you 2 reds.
Don't be violent and stuff. I would have to say that. You lot must have loads of fans at QPR, right? So is that rivalry still here for you guys?
Yeah. I've got a few people at QPR. So
In the week leading up to it, do they
Most
give
of
you
my
stick?
schoolmates were QPR.
Really?
I was like the odd one out. As I said, by choice. I supported Nottingham Forest, which was a little bit strange, but I didn't want to support QPR.
Could never join Forest, no?
No.
And we've been lucky enough to come out on top of this fixture a lot recently, and one man who got the ball rolling with that and wrote himself into Brentford folklore was Marco Djuricin, who got us our first win over QPR in 50 years back in 2015. I was lucky enough this week to catch up with him to relive that Friday night. How are you, mate? You good?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you.
Look, it's Derby week, so there's only one thing we can talk to you about. Let's go back to that night. We hadn't played each other for 10 years. That night was our first win in 50 years. Did you know how big a match it was?
Not like this, but I played in many countries or many teams, so I know every time the rivals, but with Brentford and QPR, and then after 50 years, I don't know about this story, so yeah.
Peter said anything to you before the game about the match?
Yes, normally he said not so much before the game, but before this game he said to me, so yeah, Marco, when you score, this would be amazing, and yeah, it's the derby time, and I think yeah, it's okay. I think we don't win a lot against QPR, but then, how you say, 50 years is crazy, so yes, it was a good night for me and for the Brentford fans.
So let's talk about the goal. Talk me through it, how you remember it.
Of course, I remember when Toombs, Diagoraga, have the ball in the center midfield. Then he played on the left side to Chachi. I ran to the first post, so he gave me the perfect pass. I must only score, so was also 50% the goal from Chachi.
Can you remember the feeling when it hit the back of the net?
This was really nice, and I had 2 chances before also, I think first half and then 5 minutes after the second half. So normally I must score before, but then when I score, and it was so loud in the Griffin Park, and yeah, it was amazing. It was crazy.
And talk to me about the celebration, because that celebration has become a bit iconic when you're waving the arms up and you're pushing the badge. How do you remember it? What was going through your head?
My first decision was I want to go through the fence, but I think so many games before I did it against Preston and I get a yellow card, so I don't run to the fence again. So yes, I don't know, it was so emotional. I was so happy, and then I run after I make this with the arms to Chachi and say thank you. So yeah, it was good.
Where does that night rank as a Brentford player for you? Is it one of the most special nights you had with us?
Yes, of course. So I was 3 or 4 months injured, so I don't score so many goals how the player was there, Lasse Vibe or Scott Hogan, but I scored a very special 1 goal. So this was my night. So I remember it very often. The people write me every year about this game, so yes, I remember also after the game when Peter is coming to me with tears in the eyes, so it was very emotional.
And going into the derby on Friday, you've been there, you've done it. Have you got a message to the Brentford fans and the Brentford players?
What can I say? So I hope 3 points. This is normal, but what I say the last 2-3 years for us, Brentford, is normal that we win against QPR, so I hope this one again. So yeah, I hope everybody do it well. I hope Sergi Canos, my last one friend there, score a goal, and yeah, I hope we get the 3 points.
What a night that was that Friday. Hopefully a repeat of that this year. Let's look at the match itself, guys. They sit mid-table, but they're in decent form. 3 wins in 5. I love the cliches, as I said already. Form goes out the window for this, doesn't it, for a derby game?
It does go out the window. What can we expect tonight? Two sides that want to prove a point. I think Brentford, we want to go out there and get back on our winning ways, especially at home. I think for QPR, can they come here and upset what we're trying to do? So, along with Mark Warburton, I'm sure it's going to be a game with drama in it as well.
You've worked under Mark Warburton. In Lyndon Dykes, they've got a striker who's brilliant in the air, to be fair. I watched him at Scotland, he's unbelievable in the air. All 4 of his goals for them, though, penalties. He doesn't strike me as a traditional Warburton striker. So do you think we've maybe seen a different style to his play here?
Yeah, I think maybe he's going a little bit different. I think maybe he feels he has to go a little bit different with kind of what he's got in his squad as a whole. But I probably would greet that stat, the fact that, you know, his goals have come from penalties. It's a good sign that they maybe don't create loads of chances, or he's not getting enough chances from the team. So that's a nice stat to have, especially when you accompany that with our defensive record. All being well, that should play into our hands. And
he's actually been pretty annoyed about how much football Lyndon Dykes has been playing, obviously with Scotland and stuff. So he might not start tonight, we don't know. Macaulay Bonds, obviously the other foil for him. You've played with Macaulay before, haven't you?
Yeah, I was on loan at Colchester and he was there. Loads of energy, work his socks off, to be fair, for the team. But I think you know, if we're on form and doing what we should be doing, then I think he won't cause too many problems.
Is he more like a Warburton striker than Dykes then? Is Dykes is your traditional target?
Yeah, probably a little bit. Yeah, I would say he probably is more like a Warburton striker. Yeah.
And we know they've got other attacking players. Do you feel their threat then is maybe more the 3 behind, the likes of Chair, Adoma, Sai Samuel? They've also got Willock in there, who was obviously at Huddersfield last season. Is that where we need to be kind of focusing?
Yeah, that's where their energy is and creativity. It comes from that area of the pitch, especially with Chair. Really good young player in there. We've just got to be mindful of the movement and sort of problems they cause in there. But once we're on our own game, I don't think there's too much of a problem that they're going to pose to us, because I think once we're at our own sort of level, we're a formidable team when we're on form. I love how Janelt's settled in. He's just simple, he breaks up the play, he's useful on the ball, and it frees up that space for Jensen in there with De Silva to express themselves on the ball. And I love how just De Silva just running past people in that midfield and causing panic in the opposition. So good game to look forward to. I can't wait for it to really start.
You're doing co-coms, didn't you?
I am, yeah, so really looking forward to it. Great game to be doing, so I can't wait.
That is actually pretty much all we've got time for, unfortunately, this week. But we can't leave you without a competition. Same as last week. If you are picked out of the bowl by Marcus, go on the online store, go to the Retro Collection, pick anything you like from that. Only one item though, of course, and we'll get it out delivered to you, providing it's in stock. Right, last week we gave Emiliano a tricky question, I'd say. Not a nice one, really, was it? Who out of his teammates would he least like to room with? Here's what he said.
I think it might be Ethan, because he doesn't say anything. So it will be quite, no talk.
Obviously, that was just a bit of fun before some journalist from a tabloid goes, oh, there's a rift in the squad, they all hate each other. The boys love each other, it's just a bit of fun for a YouTube channel. Anyway, Marcus, get your hand in the bowl. Let's make someone's Christmas, get them some clothing just before.
All right, here we go.
Who's it going to be?
Oops.
Any danger?
I just ripped it.
Ripped it open. Go on.
Dean Beale.
Dean Beale. Get yourself onto the retail store website, pick something from the Retro Collection, and we'll get that sent out to you as soon as possible. Now, this week, our new quiz question is from the injured man at the moment, Mads Roslev, who's doing his rehab. We asked him, with fans back in next week, who would he pay the entry fee alone to watch from the squad?
I think I'll take to watch his defensive side. Like he's so good defensively, and his aggressive style is just unbelievable and very fun to watch as well.
So tell us who you think Mad said he would pay the entry fee alone to watch from the current squad. Get in contact with us on all the usual social channels, or you can just wait till Wednesday like most of you do. I don't blame you when we'll upload it onto Twitter and you can just comment below. That's it for this week. Just want to say a massive thank you, by the way, to Laura Hankin for this great t-shirt she's made for me. Love that. And also a thank you to TW8 Casuals for making it for her. Absolutely love it. Big fan of that.
It's good, man.
Thanks, Laura. Perfect for in the retail store, and there are some great deals on the retail store. So I feel like they've hosted us for the last couple of weeks kindly. So to pay some rent back, we should do a shameless plug, because there are some great deals, as we've learned over the last couple of weeks being in here. So here we've got the Brentford wireless headphones. They're available from tomorrow on the online store. £120 and you get 16 hours of playtime, so you can still get your 8 hours kip a night. They've got an operating range of 10 metres, and I reckon they'd be a perfect Christmas present. We've got the latest edition of the Big Book of Brentford. I'm sure the boys are in there somewhere. And obviously it's getting cold this time of year. The new club scarves, they're available in the next couple of weeks, so get on that. And another thing for you guys, whilst you're doing your shopping online, go to the Curtis Sport website and grab this week's programme done by the co-commentator superior Chris Deacon, who's also an award-winning programme editor. That's got some great stuff in it, including an interview with Peter Gillam talking about some Derby Day memories. That's all from us. Big one tonight. Yep. I can't wait. How are we going to do this? It's going to be a cracker, innit? Score predictions?
2-1.
To us.
To us.
I'm going 2-0 to us.
2-0 to us. Yeah. Can't wait. Have a great weekend, guys. Come on, you bees. You Reds or Stu Reds.